Now, we also have some other news on the Ethereum front. Ethereum was up around 20% yesterday. You might have seen that. Really big move for Ethereum, which is currently trading just around the $3,800 level as we speak. And Ethereum, the reason why, mainly why we got that big rally yesterday, was that Ethereum's price rose because the SEC is expected to possibly approve a spot ETF for Ethereum sooner than expected. So, and how we learned this was the fact that the analysts over at Bloomberg who nailed it on the spot Bitcoin ETF, they were tracking it, watching it, and they pretty much nailed when it would be approved. They raised the odds of approval for the upcoming SEC decision from 25% odds to 75% odds. So when that was publicized, that became a major driver behind the price surge. Nobody wants to be left behind with this potential approval of a spot Ethereum ETF. The SEC's decision is expected as soon as May 23rd. That's what, Thursday, right? And those are applications from VanEck and also from Ark Invest, Kathy Wood's group. So those are currently under consideration with a March 23rd decision date. And so investors are now, I think, scrambling to adjust their positions, anticipating that this could be a game changer for the crypto space, because we already have a spot Bitcoin ETF. And according to all the data I've looked at, it's one of the best performers, if not the best performing ETF in the first 100 days of any ETF, right? So it's been incredible in terms of inflows. There is obviously a huge demand for Bitcoin spot ETFs, spot Bitcoin ETFs. Look at the latest 13F filings that came available in the 15th of May, where all of these different funds have to report their exposure to what they bought in the last quarter. And it was incredible, the influx of the inflows of money that we saw into spot Bitcoin ETFs, particularly the iShares and the Fidelity, from these institutional players. And so, assuming that we get this approval, you're going to see something similar. You're going to see institutions want to have some exposure to Ethereum, and quite frankly, they're going to enjoy Ethereum more because Ethereum pays a yield. I mean, Wall Street loves a yield, and Bitcoin doesn't pay a yield, but Ethereum does. And so that's going to be a pretty big deal. So, if the SEC approves the spot Ether ETF, we think it's going to open the floodgates to more institutional investments in Ethereum, similar to the impact that we saw on Bitcoin with its approval. That would, I think, do a couple of things. It would significantly enhance the liquidity in the Ethereum market. It would also help the stability of the Ethereum market. And it's going to provide, I think, a big boost for long-term price and also long-term adoption, right? So this isn't done yet. It's not like it's here. We're just simply seeing a shift in sentiment and a shift in expectations, which is driving the price higher. Now, the SEC's potential approval has come after it recently asked exchanges to update their filings, which is causing people to think, well, maybe it's changing and shifting its stance towards crypto ETFs. Gary Gensler of the SEC has been bullheaded about this topic and has been shooting them down and suing every crypto agency or crypto firm he can find that he can, and it's just been that way for a while. So we'll have to see. But what's interesting too is that we've seen not just institutional buyers, kind of ramping up to buy more, and retail obviously driving prices higher. We also saw open interest in Ethereum futures in the futures market hit a record $14 billion. So we've seen a lot of money flowing in here, which explains the price increase. Now, there's also something else that's happening, that you should know if you're invested in the crypto space. It's the Financial Innovation and Technology for the 21st Century Act. How about that for a mouthful? We'll call it FIT 21. So the crypto investors have been waiting for this. And this is set, actually, this act, this bill is expected to be voted upon in Congress this week. And what it aims to do, and this is big, what this act aims to do is to create, or to clarify, I should say, regulatory guidelines for the crypto industry. That's exactly what this country needs. Other countries have already done that. Other countries have already made it clear. And when you have a lack of clarity, you create all manner of havoc in financial markets. And that's exactly what the SEC has done. And quite frankly, the Congress bears more responsibility, because instead of sitting around and arguing about the dumbest things, like on a Jerry Springer show, I mean, some of the dumbest things we've been seeing come out of the Congress, just dumb. But instead, but now, they're actually talking about, hey, maybe we should make some clear regulations, for the crypto industry. Hey, that's a great idea. Why don't we do it? So let's do it. So here we are. And what's this act going to do? What's this bill going to do? It's going to designate the Commodity Futures Trading Commission, the CFTC, as the major crypto regulator. It's going to take the punch bowl away from the SEC. Okay? So the SEC has been lobbying against this bill. They want to maintain control over cryptocurrencies. The CFTC, while it has not been a standard bearer here in how to deal with crypto, it's certainly been better than the SEC. It's certainly less litigious. And basically trying to solve everything through litigation. But it's going to make the CFTC the major crypto regulator. And if they pass that, then we think that's going to help foster innovation in the space. It's going to provide a more clear path for crypto products. And I think it's going to benefit the entire market. So that also has some people excited this week. That vote expected this week on FIT 21. So we'll be following that and see how it all plays out. Now, if we look at the price of Ethereum, as I had mentioned to you, the price of Ethereum sitting right around $3,800 as we speak. We've had a very nice rally. Look at that rally yesterday, rallying from just above 3,000 all the way up to 3,800. I mean, that was a incredible rally. And look at the volume. The volume also confirming the fact that we have a very nice rally here. So we didn't even really get back to the 200-day moving average, which was right around 2,800. We pulled back. Even that sharp pullback from 4,000 didn't take us to the 200-day moving average. That's how high we were. Now we've pushed back higher, and you can see that Ethereum is really on the move. Here you can see the extreme value zone. Ethereum is trading just 22% below its all-time high, 48.65, set back in 2021. So we're only a mere 20% away or so from a new all-time high on Ethereum. On the key levels now, this is important. I put this out to our Platinum members on Twitter yesterday, this particular chart. We retook this real tough area right around, it's really right around 37 to 36, somewhere right in here is where we've had problems. You also saw it back here as well, and even right here as well. So, and a little bit right here. So, in essence, we've reclaimed this area. As long as we hold that 30, let's just call it 3,700. As long as we hold that area, then we suspect we will see more upside ahead, and then we got to take out this 4,000 level. It's actually just right below 4,000. But if you get a 4,000 print, then we're going to be, I think, in really good shape for the remainder of this rally. If we fail at 37, if we come back below this area, we could pull back, all the way to the 3,500 level or so. But I think overall, this downtrend, barring anything that's just, completely unknown that we don't know now, I think we're going to continue to move higher. So we continue to DCA into Ethereum, and we expect much higher price levels over the next 12 to 18 months. Now, before we move on, let's just talk a little bit, too, about Bitcoin. We don't want to leave the elephant in the room out. As you can see here, Bitcoin continues to rally well above its 150 moving average, well above its 250 moving average. Volume still remains good. We are consolidating here below that recent 73,750 peak, which was right there. We're trading just below it now, trading above 70,000. We were above 71,000. We pulled back slightly from that area. But overall, you can see we're trading just below that former peak. And so we could have a new high in Bitcoin as early as this week, especially if Ethereum spot Ethereum ETFs get approved, or if there's some sort of positive note there, or if we get some sort of FIT 21 passage or good news about that. There's a lot here. There's quite a few catalysts here that could push Bitcoin higher. Now, remember what we had told you last time is that the Bitcoin halving month is almost always down, right? So April was the halving month, and it was down. And some people, not all, those who've been around crypto for a long time, not surprised by this, but some say, no, wait a minute, we just got a halving, so why is the price not exploding to the upside? Well, that's not really how it works, So the halving, typically, right, as you can see here, and as you can see here, and as you can see here, is typically comes on a down month, right? It's kind of like a sell the news event. Everybody knows it's going to happen. They buy it up until that time, and then they sell the news. They're going to buy it up, and then sell the news. And then for the next month or two, sometimes it may not do anything. Here, in this case, for 3 months, it's just grinding sideways. Then it takes off right here. How about this one? Well, this one, it takes off pretty quick. And then what about here? Well, it could be, 1 to 3 months before we really begin to see that traditional bull market take hold. But the fact that we've already seen this big move in May suggests to us that we may be on track to start seeing it. So, friends, I'm telling you that over the next 12 to 18 months, we expect Bitcoin and Ethereum to hit, highs that none of us have seen. We expect Bitcoin to go well past the $100,000 mark. As you well know, we've talked about our price target there on Bitcoin. And we expect Ethereum to hit new highs, especially supported by a spot Ethereum ETF, which, if it doesn't happen this month, it could happen, this year. So all things being equal there, we're bullish. So there's a little update on Bitcoin. Now, one more thing I want to show you here. We're nowhere near the highs of this cycle. If you go back to the last couple of halvings, look at this RSI down here. This is a monthly chart. We've talked about monthly RSI. Look at how this thing runs and goes above. Now, you don't want to be out of an asset when its RSI is above 70, right? When it crosses, this is where the big gains happen. Look at that. Boom, right there. Here, look at this right here, this big thing right here. Look at it. And you're above the RSI 70. Well, we're at 70 right now. So as we go up here, we may have, a lengthy period where we're above this area, and we tend to get up to about 90, 95 to 90 on RSI. We're at 70. Okay, so we are nowhere near the end of this particular rally. We have plenty more to go, and once we get above 70, the price on this thing tends to run fiercely, and that's the way it is on most assets. So we still have plenty of time from a monthly view here, in our opinion.